Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And in this video, we are going to be talking about a secret, powerful resource that you need to be stocking up on your account that a lot of people think is a waste of time. And we'll talk about why that is the case and how this can be leveraged to your advantage in the long term for playing Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we are going to be talking about mystery shards. As you can see up on the top left, I've got 4,000 of these mystery shards ready to go in my inventory, and this is a secret that a lot of your endgame players know, is to keep a stockpile of mystery shards. But for those of you that are new to the channel or new to Raid, and you might be wondering why do endgame players care about having 12,000 mystery shards? What is the big deal with these mystery shards? How do I make sure I always have a good stockpile of them? And all of that is what we are going to talk about in this video. So first of all, why are mystery shards important? Well, when we are doing fusion events or fragment events for champions, they will always have things like champion chase tournaments or summon rush events where you have to pull shards or acquire champions. We even see something live in game right now called a fusion warm-up event where you have to pull shards, and look what we have down here on the bottom. We've got mystery shards giving us points for completing an event going on in game. We don't always have to pull the more valuable ancients, voids, and sacreds, because sometimes we can be running low on those, or we want to be saving them for an upcoming guaranteed summon event or a 2x event that's going to be happening or something like that. So sometimes it's way more beneficial to take the time to pull a bunch of mystery shards as opposed to pulling some of the more valuable shards. And the structure of the points on this one is a little bit weird because you can only get 20 points per day, so it caps them all out at 20. But a lot of times you'll see these champion chase or summon rush events, and it'll be like 1 point for mystery shards, 20 points for ancient shards, 120 points for void shards, and then 500 points for sacred shards. So you may be in a situation where you're 1,000 points short and you're not able to finish an event going on for a super hyped up fusion event like a Pytheon or something, and you're kind of like screwed. But let's say you ended up that 1,000 points short and it was like a 5,000 point event. So you pulled 8 sacreds and you got to, and you got 4,000 points, the 500 apiece. You pulled your 8 sacreds and you're like, damn, I'm out of shards. I'm 1,000 points short. Well, if you're diligent about keeping up a stock of mystery shards while you're managing your account, you can take the time to pull some mystery shards and be able to complete that event in a pinch, or in that situation where maybe you don't run out of shards, but you just want to manage your account more effectively and save for an upcoming 2x or something. So now that we understand why mystery shards are so important and why you want to keep a stockpile of them on your account, how do you do so? What are the mistakes to avoid, and how do I always make sure that I have 1,000 of these at my disposal is what we're going to talk about next. So, okay, first of all, what I do always when I'm in game, I check my market basically on cooldown. And the first thing I do when I log into the game, it's just kind of instinctual at this point. I just click on the market and I go through and I buy all of the mystery shards that I can see. It's second nature for me. I literally don't even have to read anything. I can just see the mystery shards in the market, and they are definitely worth the 5,000 silver to scoop them up. Now, if you've already got 10,000 mystery shards or something and you're broke on silver and you don't want to spend the 50 to 100k a day buying mystery shards, that's okay. I understand it. And even for early game players, it makes sense because you want to be pulling mystery shards. You can get something crazy like an apothecary, or you can get a duplicate starting champion that you can use as a book. You can actually get rare champions out of mystery shards. So I think it's worth the silver sink even for new players to be pulling it to get not only food champions to help rounding out their roster, but to also possibly get good rare champions that can help you progress your account and round out your things like faction wars rosters. But then there is also another very key element to managing your mystery shard account, and that is your campaign farming. Now, when you are farming the campaign, you have a choice between brutal or nightmare in the end game, and then early games you'd be doing like normal and hard. And let me slide myself up a little bit so you can see the difficulty down there below me. So this is a big reason that I always recommend, like 90 something percent of players do brutal, and why you don't have to feel so bad about not being able to do nightmare. Nightmare is going to give you a little bit better XP per energy, and it also does some cool things. Like if you've got banners active and stuff, you can one shot your 1-star champions in just one run and upgrade them to 2 stars, so a little bit more efficient there. There is some advantages to doing nightmare in certain situations for certain accounts, but you don't have to feel bad about doing brutal at all, because another big bonus of doing brutal is you're going to be stocking up on those mystery shards. They do not drop in nightmare. So if you're farming a nightmare, you are not going to get any mystery shards, and if you do this for a sustained period of time, you're going to end up running low or even running out of mystery shards. And then when you need 500 or 1,000 of them to finish a fusion event efficiently, you're not going to have any of those mystery shards at your disposal. So that is why I always farm, even for me, someone who's been playing for like 4 years at this point, I always farm on brutal. And one of the nice things is that one of the best, or even the best speed farmer in the game for brutal is a rare champion that you can get right here, the Void Rare Fellhound. Now I do have a dedicated video here on the channel. I'll try to remember to link to that down below, where I break down the stats required and everything you need to know about getting yourself a Fellhound capable of doing 5-second runs here on a 12-3 brutal, which I could show you right here, even with no mobs and no, or even with no allies and no mastery bonuses. Very easy to build yourself a Fellhound that can crush through and do 5-second runs on 12-3 brutal. But while we're here and we're on the subject, just real quick, if you want to see my Fellhound that I use for the 5-second farmer on 12-3 brutal, there is the gear and the stats. And the cool thing is he doesn't really need much speed or anything, and he scales with defense and attack. And then here is the total stats right there. And then the thing that I can take this down here real quick so I'm not blocking anything that you want to see. So there you go. That is my 5-second Fellhound. The gear sets, the total stats, and then I can also pop up the masteries in case you wanted to screenshot that or anything. And then we also have an article that breaks this down in text form that I'll try to remember to link down below for you. So yeah, make sure you always have a healthy amount of mystery shards on your account, because it can definitely come in clutch in many different situations when you need to get a bunch of points for an event going on in game, to finish a fusion, a fragment, or something like that. So remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content for quick pro tips, champion guides, daily wrap-ups, and all that sort of stuff here on the channel. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.